Okay, so we have got to talk about what's going on here. Crazy things have been revealed in this chapter. We have questions finally answered. So let's get this video to 100 likes. If we can do that, I will chug a half gallon of milk. I'm not kidding. I don't care if my stomach ruptures. So we start off seeing Ada listening on Boruto, telling Mitsuki that he is his son, like we saw in the last chapter. Ada straight up fangirls over Boruto's suavemente behavior to the point where when Kawaki was demanding her to find Boruto, she just needed a minute to process. She needed a minute to simp, okay? Delta doesn't like how Kawaki has been being mean to Ada lately, but Kawaki was just like,
"Stay mad, ho."
Ada finds Boruto, so Kawaki and Delta jump right into action immediately. Now, while they're flying through the trees, Delta tells Kawaki that she'll be the first to kill him once Ada is done with him. But then Kawaki insists that he'll go away on his own accord whenever he finally meets his goals. Now we see a claw grime running through the woods, and Shikamaru is talking to Boruto about the divine trees becoming self-aware. Boruto calms Shikamaru down and then tells him that the world will only end and they'll finish evolving if he himself or Kawaki are devoured by the Ten Tails. Shikamaru tells Boruto that he noticed that Moegi and the others became trees regardless of their age or gender. But then Boruto confirms to Shikamaru and you, the viewer, that they're still alive because the Ten Tails are using their chakra. So now we know that Sasuke ain't a dead man. Shikamaru asks Boruto how much he actually knows about all this. But before he can answer, the sensory unit alerts Shikamaru that someone wants to connect with him. Now before they connect, Shikamaru asks Ino if this next call will be overheard, but Ino tells him that all the calls are separate from each other so nobody can listen in. Shikamaru then tells the sensory unit to connect the transmission, and on the other end is Kawaki. Now Kawaki tells Shikamaru how Ada found Boruto's location south of the village, so he's on his way there now. Now while Shikamaru asks why Boruto is there, Boruto somehow overhears this one-way conversation between Shikamaru and Kawaki, and then instantly teleports away before Kawaki gets there. Now right after this, Kawaki and Delta stop, because Kawaki still can't sense Boruto's presence even though they're practically there. Now Delta thinks that it's because Boruto sensed him coming, but Kawaki says that he still hasn't sensed Boruto, so it's impossible for Boruto to have sensed him before he vanished. So now we're seeing Mitsuki approach Ada and Daimon, and Ada tells Mitsuki how surprised she is that he would poison Kawaki to find Boruto on his own. Ada then tells him that Kawaki wanted her to find him, but it was just so he could also find Boruto. But then Mitsuki says that it must have been a waste of his time to keep berating him. Daimon asks if this saddened Mitsuki, but Mitsuki says that he'd felt unbothered by this for a long time now. He looked over at Ada and tells her that before he met her, he's never really known the meaning of love. Now Ada thinks that Mitsuki is hitting on her, but he knows the feeling is false because it's just part of her power. But he's still glad that he met her because ever since he met her, he's known the power of love. Mitsuki wonders if it's because he was a creation that he hasn't felt any real love, but he didn't really think it mattered, just as long as he had a son to give him light. And he didn't even think that he himself mattered either. But now he realizes that he was wrong to think that way, because before he can know who his son really is, he needs to give himself affirmation first. Mitsuki then tells Ada that he thinks that he is like Ada in a way. He doesn't know why he loves Kawaki, but he just does. But Mitsuki was scared of losing that love for the one who he thought was his son, because what if Kawaki really wasn't his son after all? So he stopped thinking about if his son was real. But then Ada asks if Mitsuki thinks she's the same way with Kawaki, but he doesn't really mean it like that. Ada thinks that instead of love, they should be talking about drama instead. She looks back at what Boruto said to Mitsuki and decided that she wants to have a long conversation with Boruto. Now we see Jura and Hidari. Jura says it's time to head out, so he rears his head through what looks like a claw mark conduit, and him and Hidari both jump out of a claw grime's claw mark. I say it's a conduit because the only way you can transport through claw mark is when the entrance and the exit is a claw mark. So it seems like the cube has some focused claw mark energy in it. So anyways, once Hidari and Jura jump out of the grime, they head for the Leaf Village's entrance. While Ino's talking to Shikamaru, the sensory unit alerts him about two people entering into the village. One of them with an unknown chakra signature and the other with Sasuke's chakra. Now so far it seems that Hidari and the other chakra tree's main source of life is actually by using the chakra of those absorbed by the trees, thus taking on their chakra as their own chakra signature. Hidari asks Jiro where exactly Naruto is. which he doesn't know except that he can tell that he's somewhere there. But then, out of nowhere, Walter White and his squad arrives and asks if that is Sasuke who's entered the village. Jura immediately summons tree spikes to kill everyone in the gang, thus confirming how Walter White really died. Anyways, Ada suddenly connects with Shikadeer and tells him who they really are. Ten Tails, who have become self-aware, which means that they're enemies of the village. But Jura then, on his quest for knowledge, finds a bookstore next to him, and Hidari asks if Naruto is hiding in this Barnes & Noble. Out of nowhere, Hidari senses movement, and all of a sudden, Kawaki flies in with dynamic entry, which then makes Hidari stumble on his feet. "Who are you? And why are you here?" Kawaki asks. Jura traps Kawaki in wooden spikes before moving in for a swift kick. Kawaki then shrinks himself with Sukuna Hikona before Jura can land the kick on him. He ends up behind Jura and swings his karma spikes at him, but then Jura punches them broken. "I won't kill you yet, so be still, Otsutsuki," he says before landing a single punch to Kawaki's face and sends him flying into a water container. Jura then tells Hidari that he senses Naruto's chakra, which Hidari questions how he's certain that it's Naruto's chakra. But then Jura reveals that he can sense Kurama's chakra! Oh! Anyways, Sakura detects Sasuke's chakra, but she doesn't really know who it is who came to the village since Boruto already told her that Sasuke's been absorbed by a tree. Then we see Shikadai, Inojin, Himawari, and run into battle. Shikadai tells everyone not to hesitate taking down Sasuke if it really is him at the village. They say this not knowing that Sasuke was absorbed by a chakra tree. Inojin then promises Himawari to protect her. Jura then appears before them, which stops them in their tracks. He looks at all of them, but he's also confused to why the Nine-Tails chakra led him to Himawari. Why hasn't anyone talked about Himawari having Kurama's chakra? Is she gonna have a tailed beast mode too? Will Salad and the Sasuke going to stay alive with him? It's okay. Because Starforge Systems has a low-key computer tower that's as long as my desktop measuring tape. 13 inches roughly. With an Intel Core i5 processor, RTX 4070 graphics card, and some sick Nordic writing, you'll have plenty of space on your desk for your favorite waifu statues. Click on the link below to check out all the different PCs that Starforge Systems has for you. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.